So the first thing that I want to highlight that, that people say that, okay, that's fine, Arun, leadership, you want to take HCN ahead as a mission to train a lot of leaders. But the point that I want to highlight is that what is the challenge? What is the leadership challenge that we have? And that's what we need to understand, because I have highlighted in the past that one of the most challenging part that we see is that the world is changing so fast. There is so much of dynamism in this scenario right now, because the innovation, the technology, it's happening so fast that it's very difficult to cope up with. As I said, technology is challenging. It's taking away the jobs of so many people because automation is coming. You never had this WhatsApp. We are talking on Zoom right now and we are connecting. Earlier, this was not possible. So I'm sure there is something more getting ready very soon. And that more ready is all about robots. So it's called bots. If you see Facebook, it's following the bots model, and there are more new things which are coming. So you need less people, more technology. So how in this changing scenario, we are changing ourselves? How in this changing scenario, we are building ourselves? So I want to now, before I move into the core leadership challenge, let me first take a small poll and get an idea about what do you feel. Now I'm going to release a poll. This is a poll that we generally do with our participants, and I'm going to publish this poll. There are 3 questions. You just need to answer yes or no, and then I'm going to share the results with each one of you. So again, that gives us an idea that where are we? Because ultimately you are all here because you want to do something different. You do want to learn something that an experience sharing can add value to you. So this poll is coming to your screen. I'll give you exactly 60 seconds so that you can respond on this poll. Yeah, the poll is live and there are 3 questions. Just go through it and give your response. Okay, great. And last 30 seconds, and we have 64% of the people who have voted. And I look forward that rest of you can do that same very quickly. And then we will end the poll. So this is just to get an idea that what do you feel. So 82% of the people have voted, and I feel that the rest of you can also vote, and then I'm going to close the poll. Okay, so Mr. Rao is saying he can't see the questions. So I don't know, friend, you need to look at your connectivity, because I see that 14 of you have responded, like 15 of you have responded. I'm sorry, but now I'm ending the poll because we need to save time for other things, and I'm going to share the results. Cool. Now, as you can say, I'm sharing the results are very clear. That first question was, it seems that I'm running on automatic without much awareness of what I'm doing. So 33% people felt that yes, they are just running and they are just following the instructions. They are just into operations. They are just into execution. Whereas 67% did not agree with this. Second question was, I get so focused on the goal I want to achieve that I lose touch with what I am doing right now to get there. And I'm sure the results are like 53% of the people agreed that they get so focused on the goal that they want to achieve, they lose touch with I'm going right now to get there. And 47% don't agree on this. Last was that I established specific goals for my own performance. 87% of the people mentioned that yes, they focus on specific goals. So that's a wonderful thing. And friends, thanks for sharing your words. And the whole idea was that to get an idea here, that you sharpen your learnings from this platform further. And this is what I'm going to share. What are the three major leadership challenges that comes, that only few of us take the time to understand our purpose and vision for the world. Only few of us. So when I say only few of us, only 20% of the people really understand what is the purpose and vision for the world. Second, only few of us commit to learning how to express our unique gifts and talents. Now, this is a proof that, out of 250 people, we have got just 10% of the people sitting over here. So that's a standard national or a global average, that this is how it happens. So we have, when I say out of 250 people, because in our WhatsApp group that we have created, there are around 250 plus people, I believe now. And out of which only 10% of you are available here. So that's the reason, the data also suggests that only a few of us commit to learning how to express our unique gifts and talents. And that's one question that I posted on the social media today on Facebook, that only a few of us are willing to pay the price necessary to become a leader. Now, this is something, a very challenging point, because we feel that, we give up in this journey. We just get into the flow. That's my question number one, that I am on an automatic flow. I don't see what to do in these situations. And that's the reason that, we need to see that, are you willing to pay the price necessary to become a leader? How many of you want to address this? Type yes. How many of you feel that this is a challenge and you can address this? So type I can. I can win this challenge. Just type I can. So that, that's the energy that I want from each one of you. Type on your chat box, I can. So that shows that you are with me. And friends, I'm going to make you busy for sure, because I'm going to make it as interactive as possible. So I can beat this challenge. So that's like a campaign, you see in your organizations many times. Yes, I can. I can do this. Wonderful. So if you see, these are some of the core questions you need to ask, that why people are not giving time, why people are not, because you have to pay the price of a leader. You have to be ready for criticism. You have to be ready for preparing yourself hard. You have to keep yourself charged throughout the time and make people charge around you, because leaders, one of the very important role of a leader is to create more leaders. And that happens like this. Thank you so much for your acknowledgements. I clearly see that you are all with me on this. Now, that's what we say, that this is what makes you a leader. This is the inspirational leadership model. We start with self-leadership, followed by leading by example, leading others, and then you become an inspirational leader. Now, friends, this is something that I always highlight, that the more time you spend on your self-leadership, if you look at this, the bottom is little thicker, followed by it's getting thinner and thinner. So how you become very strong as a leader on your self model, and then you start leading by examples. Now, when you start leading by examples, you start leading others, and finally you become an inspirational leader. Now, that's the journey that each one of us spend every day. Every day when you move out, the day you set up yourself in a professional world or in your school days or college days, this is something that people look up to you, that how you create that impact in your journey, leading by example, and then you get an opportunity to leading others. That's what we say, that you are a people manager. When do we say that you are a people manager? When you start leading others. When after some time, and this is our life journey, we have to build a lot of credibility in this period. We have to build a lot of visibility in this period. And I can tell you, it takes a lot out of us, because that's what I say, that how many of you are ready to pay the price to become a leader, or to be a leader and throughout a leader. And that's what I say, that, when you are in this journey, you will find that you may get distracted, you may get demotivated, you may start falling down. But as I said, if you look at it, if you are aligned with your personal values, which I shared in my previous slide, if you are very much aligned, you would come back to this path very fast. So keep your value system very strong. And whenever in doubt, you should ask why this is not happening. What's wrong in this? Am I compromising on my value system? Am I doing my best every day? Because excellence is one of my very important value system. passion is one of my very important value systems. So why I'm not achieving it? Is it that I'm going down on passion? Is it that I'm not challenging myself to improvise myself to the next level? Now these are the things that you need to create. This value system holds you intact even in case of adversities, even in cases of worst scenarios or the worst days that you are likely to face. And all of us do face that, and that's where our dip starts. But people who come up are those who follow this path very religiously. So most importantly, it's your value system. And today I'm going to share about how you need to build your value system. You need to build your value system. The stronger is your value system, the faster and safer you would be in this journey. If you don't have a value system, you will keep feeling yourself frustrated, dejected, or irritated very often. And that impacts not only you, but your families also. That not only impacts your current work, your results, but also your parents and your friends and your peers. You are not able to give time to so many people around you just because you are not following the basic core value systems of you. And those of you who are doing it, I'm sure you would agree with me that this goes in a very smooth journey for each one of us. Okay. Okay. So this is what I was saying, that how to build value system very clearly. If you look at, this is a chain. We talk about first as the belief system in the slide that you say. So how I am building my belief system. From that belief system, my thoughts are getting ready. And from thoughts, my emotions are getting out. And basis my emotions, I take actions. But we need to understand, friends, that how this belief system works. It is generated from your value system. This is what I just mentioned. How you start building your belief system is from your value system. So first thing and the foremost thing, that's what I said, that's the base. So your value system is your base. So how you create your value system will create your belief systems. Base is that your thoughts comes. That means, what do you think? So your thinking starts only from your belief system, because many a times I don't believe, that this is going to work. I don't want to go to that customer. I don't want to go to that place because I don't believe, that this person will work for me. So that's all your belief system. Now, if your belief system is highly positive, highly energetic, probably, you would get a lot of good ideas that how you can win over that particular problem or win over that particular situation. So as we all say, the Gyanis or the Babas, what they talk about it, that you need to listen to good thoughts. You need to spend your time with positive people. You need to spend time with positive energy. I'm sure this is one of the acts that we are also doing it. And this is which your thought system become very positive. You start bringing new ideas, and this is which your emotion system, that means how do you feel? Are you frustrated most of the time? Or do you see every problem as a nail and then you think that only hammer is the solution? Or you think that, no, it's not like that. It's a different case. Let me handle it with a lot of smile, a lot of encouragement, a lot of support to my people, my team. So your emotions, how do they come? They come because of your thought process, and that goes back to value system. And finally, we take actions, which means what people see. So if you have seen the pyramid structure, you will find that the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. The conscious mind is what people see, but below is this large, I would say, large triangle, on the bottom, which is your subconscious system. So how you feed your subconscious system will reflect in your conscious system. So you cannot say that, that, okay, in front of my boss, I'll be very nice, but in front of the moment my boss goes off, I'll be very different with my juniors and I'll be very different with my peers. How many of you have seen such people who are, no doubt you need to be different at different places, but with the right thought process, your messages will be very common and they have to be very consistent. How many of you agree with this? Just type yes. How many of you agree with this? I just want to see that. If you agree with this, just type yes. Wonderful. So that's what I'm saying, that we need to start building our value system. If you want to be a great leader, if you want to create a strong leadership journey, wherever you are working right now, wherever you are aiming to go, wherever you want to aspire to go, you need to follow this very basic value system that makes you a strong leader. Thanks. Now, okay. So, how many of you would like to tell me an answer question? Leaders are born or made? Let me understand from each one of you. How many of you agree that leaders are born? They are born leaders, or leaders are made? Let me see a small poll like this and hear it out what you have to say. So leaders are made. Okay. So Durga Prasad is saying made, Rao is saying made, Sunil is saying made. So Nikin is saying either way. Okay, so there is no either way. You have to say yes or that. Satya is saying leaders are made. Ajit is saying leaders are made. Wonderful. Okay, made. Amit, born but made here. Okay, wonderful. So we are all born here and we are made here. Wonderful. What else? Can I get some more responses? So leaders are born or made? Okay. So till the time I get more responses. So friends, very clearly, leaders are not born, they are made. But at the same time, every time that you are thinking about it, you need to just ask one question: why I'm here for, why I'm in this world, what is why I'm here for. The day you come to know about that, your leadership journey starts from there itself. What am I going to give in this one single life back to the society? What am I here for one single life that I'm going to give back, rather than, worried about all my products. So ultimately what I'm saying is, how leaders are made is they first find their purpose, why they are here for. So find your purpose, forget about your designations, forget about your promotions, forget about your organizations. Just find out what is the purpose that I'm here for. The day you understand that, what is your purpose, you will be in a very smooth direction. No, nothing will bother you, whether somebody is getting a higher salary, somebody is getting a lower salary, somebody is having a higher designation than you, and somebody is having a lower designation than you. The only thing that will take you ahead is if you are very clearly identifying what is the purpose of your life. And if that is very clear to you, your leadership, you get into the make of a leader. That's where your step starts. So people can become leaders through the process of teaching, learning, and observations. Wonderful. So, and that's what I said that in my last webinar also, that the best leaders are usually the best thinkers. So how you think, you give time to yourself. When you think about it, you plan your actions. When you plan your actions, your value systems automatically starts working towards it. So how many of you are thinkers here? Just type, I'm a thinker. I'm a leader, I'm a thinker. So leaders are those who think. So type, I'm a thinker. And why I'm asking you every time to type this, because I want to reinforce a point to each one of you that in your subconscious mind, this should be very familiar to you. Every time, whenever you are sitting, talking, doing anything on offline, this should come to you very clearly. Yes, I'm a thinker. So, these are the behaviors that you will inculcate in you that will help you in your leadership journey. I have a purpose. I am a thinker. I'm a thinker, and that is why I'm moving my steps. Not that the flow of the wind or the flow of the water is taking me, or the situations that are around me that are taking me. It is me who is driving the whole thing. That makes you a leader. So I think thanks for so I'm a great thinker. Wonderful. So I'm a thinker. That's what you need to keep talking this. I'm a thinker. I think and then I plan and then I execute. I just don't run basis on the, then the people who run like this, generally you will find that they are the one who are into a firefighting mode. You will always find them, they're running out of time. They are never on time. They will just say that I have less time with me. I have to do this, I have to do that. And these are the people who never think. And I can tell you, any leader, when I say any people who is holding a leadership position, if he is in that mode, I can tell you he will struggle throughout his life. A person who comes with a lot of things in mind, but still have time for people, are those people who think. Because when you think, you plan. And when you plan, you execute it very precisely what you want to do. The precision becomes very nice. And that's what helps you to do a lot of creative things, because leaders are also very creative. So how do you do creative things? When you think. So that's what I ask you. You need to write, I'm a thinker. Wonderful. Okay, so today we have, one of the things that I've also mentioned, that this is a nice quote, that the most important leadership tool you have in your entire arsenal is your integrity. And that's something we say, that walk the talk. But today I have a interesting case study for you. So how many of you want to see a case study? How many of you want to discuss a case study? Do you want to learn out of a very exciting case study? This is a very, after the case study gets over, I'm sure I would like to take your feedbacks, because case studies are something that helps us to learn faster. So how many of you are keen? Just type yes. And I'm going to ask you a lot of questions after that. Wonderful. Thank you so much for acknowledgements. So I'm going to read it. I'll repeat it if required, and then we will get into a discussion mode, and you can take your time. I'll give you time to absorb the case study. Very simple case study, very relevant from the perspective that can happen to each one of us. It has happened to me personally. That's what I said, that the whole idea of sharing a case study and coming to this forum is, it's an experience-based learnings. It's not like that there is a book where I have jotted down these case study. This is purely about me and my experiences that I'm going to share with you. So, so I have changed the name just for the sake of understanding. So Ronnie has just attended a special training program and appears to be a very confident about all the information he has obtained, and is looking forward to giving more than 100%. So just a quick background, you will get some idea once I do it. He is very ambitious, but hasn't worked for a large company before. This is his first job in a multinational company as a manager. And it's second year of Ronnie in this company. So if I have to summarize, this gentleman is in this company for 2 years. Prior to that, probably he has worked in an Indian company. Now he has moved into an MNC, which is a huge company. Probably in his previous assignment, he was in a small company. And he has recently attended a management development program. He's highly excited. He wants to execute a lot of things, and he wants to give more than 100% of himself. That's the situation that this gentleman is in, Ronnie. So are you clear till this time? Because there are 3-4 slides that will explain the case study. Okay, thanks. And I can see your chat button. So let me complete. Now he has a team, and what is the team strength? Now I'm just giving you an overview. The team strength is that Ronnie's team enjoys the number 1 or number 2 status in the region in 3 of the 5 segments the company is operating, which means whatever 5 businesses they are in or the 5 products they are in, his team is in the top 1 or 2nd slot in the region in 3 out of 5. So that means he's one of the profitable team, and he's the one who is contributing good amount to the overall business of the organization or for the region. So his team enjoys the number 1 or number 2 status, which means that they are leader in their segment. They are achieving their numbers, and they are able to achieve their projects as per the planning they have done. Now, the situation is that there is a new product launch expected in March next year. So imagine that you are in the month of December, Ronnie is in the month of December, and there's a new product launch which is planned in March next year, and Ronnie is actually worried. So let me see, there is some message, and if I, okay, so please, that's okay. So Ronnie enjoys, there's a new product launch expected in March next year, and Ronnie is actually worried. So on one hand, he has, his team is awesome in terms of the business they are generating, but at the same time, there's an excitement that is getting built up. In December, he comes to know that there's a new product likely to launch, but Ronnie is actually worried. Now let's understand that why he's worried. Now, what are the challenges for Ronnie? Number 1, even after spending almost 1.5 years into the system or 2 years into the system, Ronnie feels that he is not competent. He is not competent as compared to his other peers. That means the other managers who are in the region or in the country, he doesn't feel that he's as competent or better than them in the same role who are in. He also feels that he's not able to add much value to his team as they are much senior to him in the company. So probably it seems that the teammates that he has got, they are higher in ranks, or they are higher in the number of years of experience. So on one hand, he's feeling somewhere guilty that he's not as competent as compared to his peers in other cities or other parts of the world. And at the same time, he's not able to add. And he also feels that, people are highly senior. They know the market very well. They know their job very well. What am I doing? Am I really adding value to them? So he's not confident about that. His bonding with the team is not strong as compared to his counterparts. Now, when he sees his counterparts, the other managers in other regions, he sees that during team meetings, they have a very good bonding. They laugh together. They spend time together. They enjoy, and the happiness is very visible. Whereas in his team, it is not that greatly visible. It seems that the bonding is not that, because people are senior. They want to go to their shells. They don't want to come and mingle up with others, and that's what his challenges are. And that's one of the reasons he is worried, because there's a new product launch, and we are going to talk more about it. Ronnie also takes a lot of time in decision making, which delays the process sometimes. So he takes time because probably he needs to understand certain things. His decision making is also a little slow, due to which certain decisions, when it is taken late, it impacts the overall decision making. So these are some of the challenges for Ronnie. So are you clear till this time? I need to get an acknowledgement, because that gets an idea that you are in sync with the case study. Okay. Okay, cool. Super cool. Wonderful. So this is a scenario with this gentleman. We understood about what is his team like, what is his situation like, and how he is now bonding with the team. Now let's understand that what are the expectations of his boss, because this is happening to Ronnie inside. In the previous slide, we understood that what's going on in his mind, what are his challenges, and why he is worried, because though there is an opportunity of a product launch. Now let's understand what is his boss expectation from him. Ronnie's boss has a very high expectation from him, as his region contributes 30% to the business. So whatever that comes, so it's a huge chunk, because his team or his region tops 3 out of 5, or the categories or the brands or the products, they are in number 1 or number 2. That means they have a very good position in the market, and they contribute 30% of the business. Second, the new product success is a key to growth for the region. So that means that a new product, when it comes, this market is definitely going to be a high contributor, because that's what his boss feels. Apart from other market, this market is highly, potential. That's the reason, that his boss is waiting for this product to launch, to create an impact which will impact the overall business of the organization. His boss feels that Ronnie has the best team combination to create miracles. So not only the market, not only the business, but his boss also feels that that Ronnie has the best team in the entire region, because their three top brands are number 1 in that region. So his boss feels that the connect with the customer is high, the understanding level, the skill level of the team is also very high. And from the outside, he feels that there's a good team bonding happening, and likely to see that this product is going to create miracles. I hope till this time this is clear to you all. So my question to the group is that does any one of you connect with the story of Ronnie? First of all, I need to understand that whether this is like really helping. Okay, Satya has given. Okay, great. So do you feel that this happens to? This is a real scenario that on one hand you feel this. Okay, so you can connect this. Wonderful. Let me gulp some water and understand. Not fully, but to a certain extent. Okay, Amit, no problem, because situations can vary from person to person. So the point I'm trying to make is that everyone can be in a different situation, because we cannot forget certain of the the background that this gentleman has come, because this is a case that he has come from an Indian company, a small company. Now he has, so I'm just refreshing the entire point that now he has entered into a big multinational company where the expectation, the volume of business is high, and he has a team which is senior to him, which is already contributing a large amount of business to it. And that's how his boss expectations are obviously going to be high. Now, let's help him. Let's understand how we can help Ronnie. So my first question, and there are a couple of questions that I'm going to share. First, we need to identify as a team here, what's the core issue, what Ronnie is missing, what will work for Ronnie and what not, why Ronnie was looking weak mentally, and what can help him to do better. Now, I want you to take time, take a minute or 2 minutes and think about it, and then let me hear it out, some responses from each one of you, and then we will discuss. So think about all these questions, summarize your answer. I'll give you enough time to think about it and revert. Okay, so Pranay is saying sync with the system, probably self-belief, adaptability. Okay, then Satya has written, okay. So Ronnie's boss expectation is high. Okay, no problem. Okay, Ronnie is saying he should take time, take team into confidence. So lack of confidence is something which Vikas is saying. Okay. Purundu is saying team bonding will help and understanding from the experience from their team members. It will help him to go and learn. Okay. Install some confidence in him. Naveen is saying Srinivas, lack of self-awareness. Okay. Develop trust in the team. Need to do a SWOT. Durga Prasad, change and look higher post without sharpening his skill. Took higher post. Okay. Yeah. Yes. What Sultan is saying that I think it's MNC phobia which is making him uncomfortable. Maybe the standards are high and bonding with the team. So something which is coming out, the bonding with the team is most important. That is one thing which is coming out from everyone. Amit is saying he needs to connect with his team and with this peer group. Yes, he needs to, because that's what is one of the most critical area which is missing out here. Okay. I'll give you last 30 seconds and then we will get into some more discussions. Shashi is saying he needs to sit with team and discuss the entire things. Okay. So put yourself in that shoe, what this guy would be undergoing. So important is that why his self-confidence is low. Question is that why he's not able to connect with his team. Why he's undergoing low self-confidence. So Srinivas is saying that he has to invest time on self. Okay. Ranjan is saying self-belief is most important, and then connect with team, maybe through a team bonding activity. He must discuss with his boss and have a coaching dialogue for self. Wonderful. But at the same time, how much time, how many times the bosses do give these days, we also need to look at that. Correct. So last 10 seconds and then we move forward and understand there are certain areas that can help us to sharpen and can become more stronger in such scenarios. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate each one of you who have, given your views over here. Okay, thanks. And so overall, if you look at it, if I have read all your comments, one of the things that is very commonly which is coming out is lack of confidence, lack of connection with the team. He needs to really take a deep dive and understand his role very clearly, because somewhere probably I also felt that in this case is that probably he is into a cultural shock, because many a times the kind of working style that this gentleman may have had in his company, and the way this company and multinational company works, there could be huge difference in that. So that is the first shock that he is in. And probably if he has settled down, he has been given a training very recently where he felt very excited and he wants to give more than 100%. But looking at the team dynamics, sometimes he goes back into his shell. Okay, so I'm taking the last one is work on the competency to capability building. Wonderful. So let's understand now a couple of things to take a deep dive into further. What can help us? Because I also feel that this can not only happen to the new managers, but it can happen even with the experienced ones also. So it can vary from person to person, situation to situation, and market to market as well. Now, okay, I just skipped this slide. Now, how do you create a difference in your job? Now, very importantly, what we need to understand is that wherever you are right now, wherever this gentleman Ronnie is right now, there are certain things that can create a difference in your job. Now, till the time you don't look into things, till the time you don't really work on those 3 or 4 things, and I'm sure there is a long list. I'm not saying that these are just 3 or 4 things, but there are few very clear things, 3 or 4 things that I'm trying to share over here with my experience, and probably that can help, because we identified, even his decision making was a little slow. So one of the thing, and one of the very important thing, is build a positive self-esteem. I think this is something that I always highlighted in my previous talks as well, that many a times we start feeling, guilty about it. I'm not competent. I'm not as well. So these are all the signs that I mentioned in the previous case study are all about creating a positive self-esteem. So if you don't have a positive self-esteem, all these thoughts will start nurturing it. So I think somebody has to mute. Thanks, Avinash. If you can mute your line, that will be better. Okay. So I was saying that building a positive self-esteem can gives you a lot of confidence. As many of you have very clearly mentioned that lack of confidence is something that has kind of killed your own thought process, killed your innovation, killed your energy levels, and you start going into a shell. You start finding negativity around you. You start feeling that you are the least competent guy. And guys, this is a very bad stage to be in, or a very bad state to be in. Until unless you are not confident, you are not talking about the good things that are happening around you, you will tend to get into something which is not good, and you feel that you are not able to contribute that. And that's where these feeling, you are already competent, that how you have handled it, but the moment you start getting into a negative self-esteem, you start giving negative vibes to yourself, this can impact you. So this is something which we started the webinar, the discussion in the evening, an hour before, that how we create that positive energy. So this is something that we are talking about, that if you start focusing on your self-esteem, how you create yourself can create an impact. Now, are you contributing to the bottom line? Now, every time, whenever you are wherever role you are in, whether you are in sales, marketing, support functions, you need to question yourself that are you contributing to the bottom line? Now, I'm not talking about the top line. I'm very simply saying about the bottom line. Now, bottom line means, are you making your work profitable for your organization? Is your work is getting, adding that value, that money which is coming in? If it is so, that itself will give you that kind of a confidence. That itself will give you that kind of a kick, that this is what I'm contributing to the whole business. So are you contributing to the bottom line? If you are not, if you are an eater, if you are just eating as a parasite, I can tell you, not only your confidence level, you will get into excuses. You will start giving lame excuses that why certain things are not happening, and you are giving your best. Now, the moment you start working on contribution to the bottom line, you will find your own body language, your own positivity, your energy, your enthusiasm, your excitement will automatically start oozing out of you. But that can only happen when you start having a high self-esteem and you start contributing to their bottom line. Do you agree on this? These 2 points? Do you find that they have some relevance? Just to take an idea. Do you find that these 2 points create a relevance even in the case study that people have or in your own current scenario? So it's not necessary that you are in sales. You can be a support function, but how your work is adding value to the bottom line, how you are clearing the files, how you are creating the project's completion, and how you are ensuring, even if you are into recruitment, you are into HR, and you are able to provide the right resources at the right time, the revenue cycle will start jumping up. So you need to build your self-esteem. There's the 4 most important things. If you can do this, all things will start falling in. The third very important challenge that many of us suffer is make a habit of do it now. Now, friends, let me share with you very commonly, that all of us have a habit of procrastinating. Now, procrastination means that you are delaying things unnecessary. So many a times people feel that when you ask them that, okay, why you are not taking an action? And generally the people respond, I'm just analyzing the situation. So when you ask them after 1 month, they'll still say, so 6 months they will take only in analyzing the situation. So when you will do, so that's a bigger problem that many of the managers, many of the individuals face in their careers, in their professional life. Some people have that boy to man mentality. There's a word called boy to man mentality. When I will become a manager, then I will start doing this. When I will have a car, then I will do this. When I will have more money, I will do this. This is like a boy to man psychology. So every time you are saying when that will happen, then I will do it. They will not do it now, but when that resource will come. And I can tell you, there are a lot of books and gyans, very clearly they say that the best things that happens in your adverse situations, not in your ideal situations, because there are no ideal situations. You will never get an ideal situation. But we keep on delaying it. So you can equate this point, when winters will go, I will start doing jogging. When winters will come, I will start doing jogging. So these people will only eat time. They will only wait for the right time to come. And that's something, that kills. So even if you see that, we have been talking about goal setting, we have been talking about how you are building up I can tell you that, people, when they go back, they take a lot of gyan, but when it comes back of implementing it, very few of the people do it. And it's not about our program. It's about any program, anything, because they have a habit of delaying things. They just want to delay it because they don't want to address it there. Now, this is and many people don't even realize that this is a problem to them. And when you don't realize this as a problem, what happens? You start living with it. And every time you say that somebody is coming and reminding you, and then you say, yes, it is very important, but still you delay it. So this is a habit that has to be killed. Do it now is the habit. So please type on your chat box, do it now. I want to see that, do it now is a habit of a great leader. They don't wait for ideal situations. They don't wait for ideal scenarios, ideal environment, ideal boss, ideal climate, ideal salary, ideal situations. They just do it. So I'm a manager, I'm a leader who is a habit of do it now. I'll not wait. I'm an action taker. Wonderful. So make it a habit and start realizing it. What are the things that you have been delaying it? You're not taking action. And why you are not taking action? One of the major reasons is because you don't want to address that, because you may feel that, this is my weak area. I'll do it later on. This is my weak area. I'll do it later on. And you want to avoid it as much as possible. And your mind will also convince you, don't touch that right now. You can do it at any time. So do it now. This is what is the new mantra that I would like that as a leader, you need to look at it. Don't wait for things to happen. Develop an attitude of gratitude. Now, this is something that you need to start looking out, and that also helps you to develop self-esteem. Now, how do you develop the attitude of gratitude is start doing things where you don't expect anything to come. Start doing things when you don't expect that you will get money out of it, or start doing things to those people who need something badly. Start giving them. Now that is like attitude of gratitude. That's what I said in the beginning. What goes around comes around. Now start building this attitude of gratitude. Don't always look at that, what is in it for me. Not necessary that every time you have to look at it, what's in it for me. Start doing the work of attitude of gratitude. That's the philosophy of giver's gain. The more you give, the more you gain. And that's what I mentioned, even I remember in the last, that you need to work. When you say attitude of gratitude, there are two words that always comes to my mind. One is a hunter mentality and one is a farmer mentality. Who are hunters? They just only hunt for, of their own benefit. And that's where the problem is. When you only hunt and you want to do it for your benefit, it doesn't work. But when you do farming, when you do nurturing of relationship, when you nurture something, when you invest something continuously, not only your relationship is long lasting, you also get into the philosophy of giver's gain. Whatever you give, you get it back in 10 times. And that's the philosophy. You need to start working in it if you want to create a difference in your job or in your personal life also. It's not about job, it's all about in your personal life. So develop the attitude of gratitude. I can give you one example many a times. So nothing personal to anybody who is a part of this program, but I get a lot of calls from people whenever they put a LinkedIn request to me. I really get pissed off when immediately after accepting the request, I get a mail. I'm looking for a job. Please help me. Arey Baba, I don't know who you are. I don't know how you are connected. Just because we are recruitment consultant and you want this to, somebody will pick up the phone and they'll say that, sir, I want to take a job. Okay, fine. Let's talk. Let's understand. Let's first build relationship. We get 100 calls in a day. That does not mean that we can serve 200 people. Now, the point is that how you are nurturing your relationship. And for that matter, it's not about us. It's about you also. How you are nurturing your relationship with your boss. What you are giving him and understanding his areas of interest or your organization. Because that's where you get your salary from. So attitude of gratitude is very, very, very important. Thank people who are contributing to your life. Give them a selfless thank. And I can tell you, you will sleep nice. Hunters, they only sleep because they eat well. But they have to do that hunting again next morning. But people who nurture their relationships are the ones who sleep very well and they don't have to worry. And they sleep sound, they have a sound sleep. Okay, great. And last but not the least is get into continuous education. Now, this is something I'm sure it's a proof that each one of you are here, because we should not limit our education only with respect to the degrees that we have got or the mark sheets that we have got of our graduation. Our education is related to whatever the value system that we learn in our job now. So those are the textbook qualifications that has helped us to reach where we are right now. And I'm not saying, that's over. That's still, it's an ongoing journey. But what is more important is now is the learning of your value system. Because if your value system, I think if you reconnect, that's the first part that I shared. If your value system is nurtured, stronger, deeper, the higher is your connect with a lot of people. And that's what I said, that, even if you are facing any challenge like this gentleman in the previous case study faced it, they are going to counter all such things because you are into a continuous education. Even if it is your skills, even if it is your behavior, because even a most illiterate person, the most illiterate person, he's doing a great business outside your house right now. You can call him a lala, or he can't even speak in English, but he's doing a great business because he understands the value system. Do we have a value system? And this happens just because we want to build that continuous education around us. So learn from those people. Even the most illiterate people, they know how to do business. They know how to deal with people. And we want to connect with those people. We do not want to connect with those people who are very harsh, who are always in a hunter mentality. They are only coming for what's in it for me, always in their mind. We don't want to connect with them. Do you want to connect? Okay, my question, do you want to connect with anybody who always comes with a matlab, or with a mean or with an intention to only gain from you? Not to give you. Do you? Just type yes or no. Do you want to connect with such people? Right. Nobody wants to. Yeah. And that's a proof. So if you have that mentality, nobody wants to come and talk to you. So first you need to start building that. Then you will attract people towards you because you are thinking about them. And that is what I said, attitude of gratitude. And that can only happen when you have a strong value system. And that can happen with your continuous education. So start observing people around you, how they are doing it, what they are doing it. And once you develop that habit, I can tell you, friends, you will create a superb impact in your job. So nurture your values, and that will help you in your leadership journey, which I said, from self-leadership to the inspirational leadership model. Yeah, thanks for acknowledging. Okay, so that's what we come to a point. So first, before I move into this, so I want to ask you, was it useful? Was it relevant? Just type in. Was it useful? Was it relevant? Okay, great. So this is like the attitude of gratitude. Thank you so much. So I'm sure when you go back and look forward to how you can do certain things in your day-to-day work, because at the end of the day, the whole objective is, as I said, and I repeatedly will keep on repeatedly saying, we are creating a positive energy. We are creating a vibe to this world outside, that if 20 or 25 of you who are here, when you go back, you create, ripple effect of this positive energy from tomorrow until the time we meet every time. So create that kind of energy, and that is where, we add a lot of positivity all around us. That's an investment, first of all. So I want the action takers to think about it, write your vision statements, identify your goals. That's the role of a leader, that he's an action taker. And this slide is, I always share, because I always believe, this is your progress roadmap. Whatever you decide, you will face a lot of challenges. You will undergo this zigzag scenario in your cycle. And you need to be prepared for that. Don't feel dejected when you go down. Don't feel elevated when you go up. You feel only elevated when you touch the last point, that is point number 5, when you achieve your goal. So, small victories and failures should not deviate you from reaching your core objectives. It should help you to remain focused. So imagine if you are obstructed and you're going down, and if you're not reaching your objectives, that's the area, that's the experience that you are gaining. And that is what is going to teach you how to fight it out and then reach to the last part of the goal. So think about your actions, think about your commitments, think about your plan that you want to take it ahead. And I'm sure some of you would have remembered this slide. We talked about the GROW model, that goal, reality, options, and way forward. How you are able to set your goals, reality, and finally you are taking the way forward. I shared that in one of our I think the program 3 weeks back, where we highlighted these things in greater detail. And I expect that my whole idea is that when people share, they're on the WhatsApp group, the links of other videos or other write-ups, I want you guys to share your success stories. That's your forum. That's the whole idea, that, that's why you are here sitting in this night. It's already, I think, 10 plus. I don't know what's the time, but it's 10:15 probably. So when you're spending time over here, why don't you share your success? That's something that I want, that's my encouragement. So do it for me, at least. Share your stories, share your success in the WhatsApp group. Let's not, get into those areas which is not going to get welcome to any one of us. In terms of the forwarded messages, it doesn't that. There are plenty of groups you will have in your various WhatsApps that you may have, which are only meant for forwarded messages. Even I have. But then we put this as a sacred group, the group where we worship about ourselves, our work that we are going and delivering, and share our success. I can tell you, you are again, creating a lot of positive energy by doing this. And that ripple effect is going to come back to you. That's the promise that I want. So again, I insist, type, I promise I'll share. Just type, I promise. That gives me an endorsement that you will share your success stories. not just in terms of the reward that you have earned, but because you are taking action towards your goal. That's my motivation. That's my attitude for gratitude. So do that. Use this WhatsApp group. This is your WhatsApp group. Share it, because that's my positive energy. That shows that I am adding some value whatever I can do through these programs. Wonderful. So I promise this. Wonderful. I really look forward. This charges me. This charges me that I can, talk more and interact with all of you as much as possible. Wonderful. Thank you so very much for your acknowledgements. So before I move, I normally put one last slide, and this last slide is caption this. So I want you, whatever that comes to your mind, just type what comes to your mind when you see this picture. I normally put those who are attending for the first time, this is the last slide. This is an indicator that we are ending this program, but with the commitment that you guys are going to do some miracles for yourself when you go back. So you need to caption this, what comes to your mind when you see this. You can use, I'll give you 30 seconds. You want to write it down. Okay. So Purinder is saying dedication. Raj is saying timeless creation, perfection, path to create legacy, unique, perfection. Now replicate these words for yourself. Are you like this? Symmetry, creative thinking. So think about these words about you yourself. Now replicate this, remove this picture and put your picture here and think about it, that what exactly you are. Photogenic building, wonderful. So creative thinking, wonderful. So think about all these areas. Just remove this picture. Think about it is you who is sitting there, how people are perceiving you, what you are doing that making people to perceive you about. That's where I encourage this caption. So guys, thank you so very much. And we love to talk to each other. We love to meet, and I'll be available. I'll be coming again next Tuesday, same time, 26th of December. I'm sure the Christmas would be over by that time. And we have recorded this video at a particular time. Thank you so much. Keep sharing your feedbacks. I hope if you like it, do share it, as I said, and have a great night ahead. Thank you. Good night to you all.